All right, everyone sit tight, because what I'm about to lay out for you is nothing short of historic. This winter in the United States is shaping up to be one of the snowiest, coldest, and most relentless seasons we've seen in decades. And I'm not exaggerating, this isn't your typical winter. This one is going to arrive early, hit hard, and refuse to let go. And the story, believe it or not, begins much earlier than most of us are used to. I'm talking late October. While most of the country is still wrapping up fall festivities and enjoying pumpkin spice everything, the northern plains, the Rockies, and the upper Midwest will already be plunged into full-on winter conditions. Picture this: Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and northern Iowa seeing their first 6 to 12 inches of snow before Halloween even arrives. Yes, you heard that right, before Halloween. Meanwhile, in the higher elevations of Wyoming and Colorado, the mountains could already be buried under 1 to 2 feet of fresh snow, creating an early season playground for skiers and snowboarders, while also laying the groundwork for treacherous conditions. And here's the thing: this cold air is not content to stay confined to the north. It's going to push south, and I mean aggressively. Cities like Kansas City, St. Louis, and even the northern suburbs of Nashville might catch their first flakes by the last week of October. Imagine the looks on people's faces when the first snow hits while fall leaves are still on the trees. It's going to be shocking, breathtaking, and a little bit chaotic. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now let's move on. Out west, the Pacific Northwest won't escape either. Spokane, Boise, and towns throughout northern Idaho are all lined up for measurable snow before November. That means early season snowflakes crunching underfoot, while most of the country is still adjusting to shorter days and cooler temperatures. The message is clear: winter isn't waiting this year, and it's coming with a vengeance. As we move into November, winter doesn't just arrive, it asserts itself in full force. The Midwest and Great Lakes become the epicenter of early season snow, with cities like Chicago possibly seeing 10 to 15 inches, and Cleveland, Detroit, and Buffalo potentially buried under 1 to 2 feet. We're talking multiple snowstorms, one after another, stacking snow on top of snow, turning streets into icy ribbons and parking lots into miniature mountain ranges. The Northeast won't be left behind either. Philadelphia and New York City could see rare November accumulations, while Boston might already be staring at 10 to 15 inches. In the Appalachians, West Virginia, Western Virginia, and Eastern Kentucky are lined up for heavy early season snow as well, and those areas often see some of the most dramatic snowstorms in the country. Meanwhile, the Western Mountains explode with activity. The Rockies and Sierra Nevada will see early season storms producing 2 to 4 feet in higher elevations, and ski resorts could be opening lifts weeks earlier than usual. It's the kind of snow that makes people dust off their winter gear in October and dream about hitting the slopes well before Thanksgiving. Then comes December, and honestly, it will feel like autumn never existed. Arctic air will be entrenched across the northern and eastern United States, creating a pattern of relentless cold, snow, and storm after storm. The Pacific Northwest will shiver under unusually cold temperatures, with Spokane possibly reaching 20 to 25 inches of snow, while Seattle and Portland experience persistent winter precipitation. The Midwest won't take a break either. Milwaukee, Chicago, Minneapolis, and Detroit could all see 15 to 25 inches of snow in December alone. Boston could cross 20 inches, New York City nearing 10 to 12, Washington, D.C. seeing 6 or more, and even southern cities like Nashville and Atlanta might get hit with rare winter storms if the cold pushes far enough south. It's the kind of December that makes snow lovers cheer and commuters groan simultaneously. January is where winter shows its true teeth. This is the heart of the season, and it's going to be brutal. Persistent cold, repeated nor'easters along the East Coast, and massive snowfalls from Boston down through New York City, Providence, Hartford, and even further south will create some of the most memorable winter scenes in years. The Great Lakes are going to see extreme lake effect snow events. Buffalo could approach 70 inches in January alone, while Minneapolis, Green Bay, and Chicago will be accumulating deep, persistent snowpack, pushing Chicago over 50 inches for the season. Down south, rare snow events could impact Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Tennessee, with 2 to 6 inches possible in some areas. Mountain towns like Denver could hit 40 inches in January, while the Rockies and Wasatch Range continue piling up literal feet of snow, creating dangerous avalanche conditions, but also unforgettable opportunities for backcountry adventurers. February? There's no relief. Cold air remains entrenched, and storms continue to march across the country, piling on snow and keeping the snowpack unusually deep. Boston could exceed 70 inches for the season. Buffalo might surpass 100. Chicago around 65, Cleveland 60, and Minneapolis, Green Bay, and Fargo could all reach 70 to 80 inches. Out west, the Rockies and Wasatch Range might see 300 to 400 inches, and California's Sierra Nevada could top 250 to 350 inches. That's a mountain of snow, literally and figuratively, creating massive snowpack going into spring and keeping winter conditions persistent in places like Denver, Salt Lake City, and even Reno. And here's the bigger picture. From late October all the way through March, snow is going to be relentless. We're talking very few warm-ups, almost no thaws, and a constant parade of storms that will transform landscapes, freeze lakes, and keep roads icy for months. The Northern Plains, Midwest, Great Lakes, Northeast, the Rockies, and even parts of the South will all feel the full force of this historic winter. For snow lovers, it's a dream come true. For commuters, it's a nightmare in motion. And for anyone watching these weather graphics on your screen, every storm, every flake, every cold snap matters. This winter promises to be early, brutal, and absolutely unforgettable. A true feast for winter enthusiasts and a dramatic, challenging season for anyone trying to navigate it. Right now, we've got two massive storm systems I want to start with. First, a nor'easter is pounding the East Coast, from the Carolinas all the way up to southern New England. And second, the Pacific Northwest is buried under the first big snowfall of the season. This is the kind of pattern that screams fall turning fully into winter. Let's start with the East Coast. Over North Carolina and South Carolina, this nor'easter is already doing its thing. Heavy rainfall, beach erosion, monster waves, and wind gusts that are flirting with hurricane force. I'm talking winds anywhere from southern New England back to the Carolinas. And while it's not tropical, no closed low, no classic hurricane structure, it's giving us almost the same impacts: flooding, powerful winds, and relentless rain that won't quit for the next 24 to 48 hours. Long Island, New Jersey, southeastern New York, southern New England. Brace yourselves, because tonight this storm is going to get even more intense. Meanwhile, out in the northern plains and across the Pacific Northwest, another storm is dumping massive snowfall. Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Montana, Wyoming. The mountains and northern plains are waking up to winter's first punch. Some places are already seeing snow piling up in feet, not inches. And yes, this is just the beginning of what's shaping up to be a very active season. Down in the desert southwest, the remnants of Tropical Storm Raymond are pulling moisture up into southern Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas. That means localized flooding, and even a bit of severe weather are on the menu for today and tomorrow. If you're in the southwest, stay alert. The storms are coming. Now let's zoom out and look at the big picture. The mid-level flow shows a low-pressure system tearing across the northern and central plains, whipping winds across the Midwest. On the backside of that low, we've got heavy snowfall spilling from Montana and Idaho back into Manitoba. Along the East Coast, a broad area of low pressure over North Carolina is setting the stage for what's next. By tonight into early tomorrow, a confined low will develop over Virginia, which will crank the winds back up over Long Island, New Jersey, and Delaware. And here's where it gets interesting. While this storm moves out, another one is forming over California. Once it moves over the Rockies by Wednesday and Thursday, we could see severe weather make a comeback in parts of the central and northern plains. Meanwhile, high pressure dominates the Gulf Coast, keeping things drier and quieter from South Texas all the way to central and southern Florida. By Friday and Saturday, the Midwest is going to be in the spotlight. A shortwave trough forming near Nebraska and Kansas could trigger localized severe weather in the Ohio Valley. The jet stream is going highly meridional. That's a fancy way of saying dips and troughs are getting crazy, which means active weather, cold shots, and strong fronts all week long. And models right now show no end in sight for this active pattern. So buckle up. It's about to get hectic. All right? If you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, leave your region or city in the comments. I'll answer them individually as I have time. Thanks for watching.